If you watch my video test about if the GoPro Hero 8 is a gimbal killer or not, you know my findings were that it's not. It is still more stable to film with a gimbal, especially when you're running. Also, using a gimbal makes it a little bit easier to handle the camera. Now, the GoPro Hero 8 doesn't fit most gimbals, but it does fit on the Zhiyun Crane M2. So today we'll be testing that combo and seeing what it's like to run with it. The Zhiyun Crane M2 feels like a good quality product. It feels and looks like a professional gimbal for a DSLR camera, only smaller. Now, it is a little bit heavier and a little bit thicker than the Zhiyun G5 that I'm used to, and that's my biggest worry because I have to run with it. The gimbal comes with a little tripod so you can easily set it down. I use that quite a lot, so I was happy to see that that came with it. It has an LCD screen so you can see what mode you're using. From what I've tried out so far at home, it seems to be working very well. It's very smooth. So let's go see how it performs on a run, and most of all, what it feels like to run with it. Now, my initial thought of using the Zhiyun Crane M2, without talking about how it performs, let's talk about just what it feels like to use it. It's a little shorter than the Zhiyun G5 that I'm used to, but it's also a little bit bulkier. The handle is thicker, and yeah, that takes some getting used to. It handles differently, so I'm not really sure yet if that's a plus or not. Right now I'm leaning towards not, but yeah, it's the first time that I use it, so it probably just takes some getting used to. So how does the gimbal perform? I think it performs pretty well. I think it's very stable. I don't think it's very different to the G5 in that aspect. I like the LCD screen that you can actually see what mode it's on. The G5 doesn't have that. I know the G6 has that, but it has a lot of buttons, and that kind of bothers me because while I'm running, I accidentally press buttons. There's a menu button on the side that I keep pressing. It changes modes, and at one point I accidentally turned off the gimbal completely. So maybe that's just me having to get used to it. But yeah, they're there and I'm constantly touching them when I'm running. So yeah, I'm not sure if that's something that can be avoided or if that's just something that I need to get used to. The gimbal has a little joystick on the back, which is very handy to tilt the camera down or up. And I use that on the G5 as well, especially during races when I want to show something big, when I walk past a building and want to show a church steeple or whatever. I tilt the camera up, or when I want to film my feet, I tilt the camera down. So yeah, I do use that a lot. The thing is, on the Crane M2, it moves very slowly, and I know that's nice when you want a very nice, smooth shot of something. It's nice that it moves slow, but when I'm running and I want to quickly show something, it's not very handy that it's slow. Sometimes that'll end up me missing it while I'm running, or I'll have to slow down or even stop to be able to show something. So I don't know if there's a setting for that I can change the speed on that, so I'll have to look into that, because right now I think it moves a little bit too slow. But if you set it to point of view mode, you just move the gimbal up or down and the camera moves with it. So that's a quick way to do it, but if it's not set to that, then you have to click through the different modes to get to that. But that'll take some getting used to, but it's probably a quicker way to do than using the joystick to move the camera up or down. Now, the fact that the Crane M2 can take different sizes of cameras is a big plus. It's also a big reason why I decided to get the gimbal, because it could take my Sony camera or other cameras, and when GoPro actually comes out with the mods for the Hero 8, I can still use the gimbal. So a lot of gimbals will not allow that. Is it a great gimbal to run with? I'm not really sure yet. I'm gonna have to do some more running with it. All the buttons being there, me pressing them by accident, it seems kind of a problem, but maybe that's just me having to get used to that. Now, the fact that it's not waterproof, that's a bit of a minus, because when I'm out on a training run and it's raining, I can decide not to go out or not to film that day. But when I'm doing a race and it's raining, I have no choice. So that means I have to bring another gimbal, I have to bring another camera. So yeah, I'm kind of disappointed on that, although I knew that when I got it. So it's just a minus for the Crane M2. So do I see myself exclusively using the Crane M2 now? Probably not. For the reason I just mentioned, it not being waterproof, I would still use my G5. I'm very happy with the way that performs. It's just that it doesn't take my GoPro Hero8. So if I want to use that, I need to use the Crane M2. Now, I'm still, like I said, very happy with the G5, and the Hero 7 performs really well. So I'm not that bothered that I still have to use my older equipment, because yeah, even though it's older, it still performs really well. And whenever I can or whenever I need to, I can use the Hero8 on the Crane M2. And I think it performs really well. I haven't seen the footage yet, but I can tell that it does what it's supposed to do. And yeah, I'm still happy that I got it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to weigh my options now to see which camera and which gimbal I'm gonna be using for the Dopey Challenge races. They're coming up pretty soon. So yeah, we'll have to figure out if I feel comfortable enough bringing the Crane M2 with me and using that, or if I'm gonna stick with my trusted G5 and the Hero 7. But yeah, if you wanna find that out, make sure you don't miss any of the videos, subscribe to the channel down below. And until next time, get out there and run.